we're going to take a look at how to defend against a stick attack or stick-like attack. The danger point of an attack is the last 6 inches of this stick. As I swing, it's got the greatest amount of velocity and striking power, and people try and hit you with that part of the stick because it can be very effective if they make contact. So what we want to do is eliminate the danger in the safest possible way, while at the same time setting ourselves up to be able to mount a counter-attack immediately. So essentially what we want to do is, anyone that's dove into a swimming pool or understands about diving into a swimming pool with your hands together can do this defense very easily. And there's a couple reasons why we utilize this to make a minimal defense against the maximum type of attacks when it comes to a stick or stick-like object. As I would start to approach Yanni, now the likelihood of me just running at him and hitting him this way is not the way it happens. I'm not going to run at him trying to make contact in this way. At some point I've got to bring it back and start to gain power, speed, and momentum to be able to strike him the way that I think is going to hurt him. What he wants to do, as he starts to see this motion, he's going to step forward. His hands are going to be together. I want to point this out. His hands are together. They're not over this way like Superman because you run the risk of getting your fingers hit. What he's really trying to do is get, I'm going to move a little bit to this angle, to the inside of my attack. Here's where he's going to be. So let's just take it to this point. His arms are going to be straight too. He's not going to block it. Look, if he bends his elbows in this way and hit here, 2 things can happen. It can still make contact with him. Or I hit, I step back, and now I hit him again. Okay? So he wants to make sure that this travels at its greatest velocity to a point where he can capture it. Let me show you what I mean. So as I start to come in at him, you hear that sliding noise. It's come down here. He's in a position of safety now, and he's going to lock down. He's got me. I can't get anywhere. Where's the danger? It's behind him. He's eliminated the danger. And look at the position he's in. He's in a position to be able to attack me right away. Boom! He starts to set in strong knees. Let's take a look at, we're going to break it down into 2 points. I'm going to make a strong attack. He's going to come here, and I want him to freeze at this point so you can see where this weapon is going to travel and how he uses it to his advantage. So I come in through here, and look, there's 1, he locks down, 2, he's in knee position, he starts to attack. I can't go anywhere. He can even release and start striking me if he wants here, whatever he needs to do. Whatever he needs to do. Okay, let's take a look at this again. So now he's in position to where he can do a couple different things. He can start to slide back and take the weapon out. Now he's got the weapon. There's a possibility that I might not even still have the weapon with the attacks that he's made on me. Now, why do we do this? It's important to understand. By the way, before I get to that, he can still see. He's approaching me in this way. Here's how it's going to look. In this way. You see, I can still see where the attack is. If the attack is coming lower, he can drop his arms if need be. If I'm starting to make a little lower attack, his arms come down, and he's in this position. So he can make his attack. In our stick defense from the front, we utilize really one main defense, and that's where our hands come up. We've minimized the amount of response to the maximum type of attacks that can be thrown at you. Mark will just give a quick refresh. If I'm coming right down the middle, let's go this angle, please. I come, his hands are in, he's able to lock me here, and then start his attack, and then be able to take back the weapon. And now, by making this same move, it may be that if it's somebody who knows, like a screamer, shows you this and then turns it over, or is just coming at you from this side, that's what we're going to deal with right now. And we're going to go slow motion for a minute. Again, I'm making the same move from straight on. The difference is he goes from this position to turning it over in this way. So from here, as I feel it, I can see it a little bit because I'm in this position looking up. But as I start to feel it along my arm, what I'm going to do from here, the attack comes, I feel it now go to the outside, I'm bringing it down and starting to make my attack in this position. Okay, I've got to go with what he gives me here. I'm not making a defense based on him showing me one thing or the other. I'm responding to whatever his attack, whether it comes from the one inside. If he winds up on the inside from here, I feel it, and then I lock and I close, just like we learned in the other lesson. So we're going to take a look at briefly the mechanics here, and I'm going to have Mark at this angle. Now, here I don't know if he's coming this way or that way, and it's going to change in a split second. So as he comes, I start to feel it inside here, so I come in this way. Now I'm going to have Mark go to the outside. He turns it over, I feel it here. Everything is the same to this point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to shift my body outward. At this point, I'm going to bring this attack down, either both hands or one hand, and I'm going to collect his wrist, him at the wrist area, bring it down, and start to strike from this position in about a 60% speed, so you can see the action as this happens. As Mark comes, he turns it over, I feel it here, down, and I start to attack. At this point, I've got control. Let me move him on this side here now, so you can see a little different angle. Again, comes in here, boom. Got him caught here. All right. How can I take this from here? I've got two. I can come in and rip it, and use it, or maybe even use my leg from here. I hit him once or twice and come up and use my leg to break it out of his hand. And then from here, start to mount my attack. Let's take a look at that one more time. So it comes in here, boom, boom, in that manner. Okay. Now I'm already at an angle. I'm at an angle. Mark is, let's use this angle right here, getting out of my car, whatever, and all I see is a stick coming. So now I can kind of get to the outside of his attack. I can use now maybe one hand or two hands, but the principles are still the same. So as Mark starts to come, I'm going to get to the outside. In this case, I used one hand to get to the outside. I started to cock this. It wasn't necessary. I had the angle to be able to cut it off. So as he comes, I'm here, and everything else starts to stay the same. From here, I can come up, take it, and use it. One more time from, let's use this angle. I'm at this position here, I get this arm up. Again, my arm is straight. Go a little slower for a second. Coming to the outside of his attack. I can come up and bring it down from here. Now you got some options to play with, to work into your strategy. Here, boom, boom. Here, come take it, here, whatever it takes at that point. Let's carry on now where I see that he's picked it up to swing at me in this manner, a backhand. If somebody were to swing at you and you've never done something like this before, most likely this would be some type of reaction that would come out of you, something of this way. Okay? This is natural, instinctive. What we're going to do is we're going to take that and make that our defense. What we want to do is we want to jam his attack. I don't want to stand here and let Mark build up momentum and hit me here, even if I'm in my good base position. What I've done here is I've built up a wall of defense. This hand comes up to protect against the high area, and here my arm is straight down. Not this way. I don't want to expose my elbow to getting hurt. I want to make sure that I'm here and he's hitting meat. I also don't want to plaster against my body. I want it to act as a little bit of a shock absorber. Now, I'm not just standing here waiting for his attack, as I just mentioned. I'm moving in to stop its momentum at its earliest point. So as Mark starts to make that move, I'm now moving in. I'm trying to swallow up his attack and jam it. All right? Let's take a look as Mark goes a little harder with it. Boom! I come in. Okay, let's take a little different angle now. I see it coming. I'm here. Okay? Now I'm in pretty good position to mount an attack. I can now start to lock him and come up this way, or I can start to hit with my other hand. All right? Come here. Boom! 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 Start to strike him. Cause some more damage. Control. Get out. And use the stick. Okay? Let's break it down again slowly. As he attacks, I'm coming in to jam it. Again, I built up that wall of defense. I wanted to hit the meat part of my arm and here, and I want to step into it, keep my chin down. One more time. One. From here, lock them tight. Now I have different options however I finish. I can send up a knee, kick to his shin, start punching, whatever it is. If the stick is up high, I can take it out this way and start to use it. Or if the stick is hanging low, and this way here, maybe I can even reach under and use it in this way. Play with this. You'll enjoy doing this tactic, and it's a very effective response to a very dangerous attack.